I stopped manually looking for leads on LinkedIn or any other database. Instead, I built a Claude Cowork skill that finds it on its own. It will look for people that posted something that tells me that they need my service. It will validate whether or not the author and the company he works for fits my ICP. And then you will write a personalized opener or an outreach message related to whatever this person posted about and my services. Today, I'm going to build this system from scratch live with you so you can also replicate that for your own business. But first, I want to show you the final result. Here is the spreadsheet that we have after we do all this scraping and personalizations. So we have a list with name of everyone that we just scraped, their title, company name, industry, LinkedIn profile. I also gave specific instructions to Claude about my ICP. So I said I work with companies that have less than 200 employees. They need to be B2B. There are specific geographies or countries that I will work with. So it's also filtering all these criterias and making some sort of math to realize whether or not this person and this company really relates to my ICP. If it's a qualified person, we'll then get a summary from each post that we scraped and then generate an icebreaker based on that later can connect to my services and my offers. So for instance, in this case, we sent to Sophie. She's the recruitment consulting. She's in recruiting. She's the founder of this company here. She's in France. And they were saying something to her like this. I saw your post about BDRs skipping apply button and going straight to sales leaders with personalized messages. That's literally what we automate for B2B companies. The outbound part at scale. Figured out you would get it, figure out I would get in touch or something like it. Let's get another example here. Maybe for Rafael's, he's the CEO of this company here. They're from Brazil. They are a paid traffic agency. In this case, I scraped, for this example, two type of keywords. So hiring BDRs, since I offer AI GTM systems for B2B companies. And I also one of my ACPs are actually marketing agencies, right? So I just researched for Google Ads because, this is a type of marketing service. So we're just saying to him, saw your post about quality score being more important than the bid in Google Ads. 100% agree. Quick question. Have you ever combined paid traffic with an AI outbound system to generate demand for customers? Or is it all through ads? So just as context for everyone here, Claude Cowork is a new feature from Anthropic. It basically allows you to use Claude, but having a lot more access to contacts and files inside your computer. Today, we're going to use Claude Cowork to help us write a skill. A skill is basically a set of instructions where you tell Claude specifically, hey, step one, go and do this. Step two, go to this database here and put this information here. Step three, filter this and this type of people that are actually interesting for my business. And step four, send them to an email outreach tool. Something like this. It's a step-by-step list of instructions. But what we're building today is a skill that handles this whole pipeline. And it searches for LinkedIn posts with those keywords. After that, it will validate whether or not that author could be a potential customer or partner, and also if that company really relates to our ICP. And last, we're going to build a list with all the posts and people that we researched. We will build a summary with every information that we found on that particular post and create a personalized message based on our offer and whatever thing the post was about. If you're enjoying this so far and you want to use the same skill here for yourself, you can go on the link below, click there, and download this skill. You can customize it for your business or just use it as a reference to create something entirely new for yourself. If you need our help to create something like this, but really customize your company or other things on AI, GTM, AI automation, sales ops, just book a call below. It's a very stress-free call, no pressure at all. If there is a good fit, I'll be very happy to start working with you. So let's get started. For instance, I'm going to search for people hiring a BDR right now. So I'm going to click on people, hiring BDR. Actually, sorry, I'm going to go to, and we have Brett here. We're hiring a BDR at Gardner Health. If we go to his profile, we can check whether or not he will be qualified for us. So I'm just going in manually doing the process, so I actually can have on my mind what like how the system needs to operate. So I have Toby here. I'm hiring BDRs in Cambridge. So VP of Business Development, Gardner Health, affiliate working with VP Business Development and Luminous, potentially good to work with as well. Looks like a SaaS or something. Oh yeah, hiring BDR really looks like a good keyword for us to research. So using the same example as I showed you on the Excel, let's do Google Ads for instance as well. We're gonna have some posts here. We have company posts. Then I have people talking about Google Ads. So Google Ads newsletter, Google Ads newsletter for week 21. There's a bunch of information of Google Ads. Let's see who this guy is. We're hiring Google Meta and Google Ads expert. In this case, it looks like they're growing. Maybe they're actually trying to get more customers for them, just to help uh, to continue growing. So this guy here could potentially need outbound systems or AI GTM system to bring more revenue for him as well. So potentially good customer as well, right? This guy here is Google Ads agency or something like it. So he potentially needs more customers as well, and we could sell AI GTM systems for him. So yeah, as I showed you, um, hiring BDRs and Google Ads are good keywords for us to search. So now we know which keywords we're going to search for. The second thing is finding a tool that will allow us to scrape those posts, right? The one that we're going to use today is this actor here from Appify. We just need a keyword here, like B2B sales are the ones that we're actually using, right? Like hiring um, BDR. And it will start looking for posts that have this keyword here, right? So this is the scraper that we're going to use later on to automate the whole process of finding posts that relate to a specific keyword that we want to monitor. As you can see, we're going to have a lot of results here. And the step 3 is to actually think who among those people here are actually qualified. What are the people that match our ICP? So we need to tell Claude later on, hey, we work with companies in this industries here. Maybe typically they have this size. I want to speak with CEOs, marketing directors, this kind of stuff. To do that, you're going to need a few connectors. So if you go to the customize tab here inside Cowork, it will allow you to connect with other tools. So as you can see here, I have some tools that I'm more connected with, like Airtable, Appify, Canva, ClickUp, and so on. Appify, it's a little bit tricky. You can come in here and use your API token uh, to connect. If this doesn't work, then you can come in here, add a manual connector, right? It will ask you a website, and you can use this website here. You just click next, insert your account, log into your account, and we will connect. So it is a bit tricky, but this is something that we're going to solve within 5 minutes. So we have a few connections here. App5 is the one that will run a bunch of scrapers, so we definitely need it. As you can see here, this is a specific project that I just created so we can run and build this skill together. There's not a lot not in here yet, so we're really going to start from scratch. I'm going to use Opus 4.6, and I'm going to just start talking with Claude and telling it what I need to do. So, so Claude, I want to build scraper that helps me to search for posts with specific keywords like hiring BDRs or Google Ads, but actually it could be any other keyword that relate to my services. So I'm going to paste in a sec the specific Appify actor that we're going to use to search for those posts. Another thing that we need to do is to scrape who is the author for each post. We're going to have another Amplify actor here, which I'm also going to share with you the URL or the ID of this actor. And we want to run some specific checks on the author and the company to make sure they fit our ICP. So right now, we're selling mostly to companies with up to 200 employees. I want to speak with CEOs, marketing directors, marketing managers, sales directors, revenue ops directors, and managers, and maybe a few other titles that are related to the ones that I just said, but they may or may not be exact. Like they may be correlated to these types that I just said. Just as an overview, 200 employees, companies, and with those job titles that I just described. I also typically work the most with IT agencies, marketing agencies, recruiting agencies, SaaS companies. So also look for this type of companies. They need to be B2B um, every time. So this is a mandatory thing for me. So those are the main things that I want you to look for when searching people and the company they work for. So as you saw here, I just gave some instructions. What like we want to search for specific keywords, some specific job titles in a specific type of size of companies and industries that I work the most. So here are some of the instructions. And let's continue to give extra instructions on whatever we want Claude to do next. So we not only, as I said, we not only want to monitor the right authors or people, but also the companies they work for. The company also needs to kind of relate to these to the ICP information that I just provided you. So for each post, we want to create a brief summary, and we want to create a intro, opener, or personalized message that we're going to use to outreach this person later through email or LinkedIn. So we want this opener to connect whatever we found on the post that was scraped from this person and create a short opener with 1, 2, or 3 lines at most that will sell our offer, our AI GTM software offer. So this offer needs to, open the way. So later on the email, I will start telling about results I have generated for similar companies, my case studies, and the actual value that I deliver. So as you guys can see, I continue giving some other information. Um, and let's finish the prompt with this last part that's still missing. So this is the whole process, and I'm going to tell Claude to think about the process first, to plan it extensively first, because this is actually a way to spend less tokens and get things right in the first time instead of start talking with Claude and going back and forth 100 times. So I'm just going to. So as you can see, I just provided information here. Which ones are the specific scrapers that we're going to use for each test that we described in the process? You can find the link for each scraper in this field here. So please go ahead and plan the whole process on how we're actually going to do the whole thing before we start executing it, and be aware that this will be later converted into a skill. So you see that I just gave you specific keywords I want to monitor. I told you what my ISP is. So next time that we run this flow again, the skill needs to go through all this process. It needs to do this first, and then later actually start scraping posts, scraping people information, company information. It already has all the ICP and keywords instructions from the user. There we go. Now I'm going to click run. As I said, I'm using Opus 4.6. I switch the permissions to act. We can use S before acting or act without asking. In this case, you just start doing things. Normally, you just do things a lot faster when you use this, so it's normally a good thing to do. Um, so it's thinking through all the process that we just told, understanding what tools we're going to use. Existing skills are already quite comprehensive. So it's, as you can see here, it's reading through different things you already had. Claude natively already has some skills on how to write skills. Intentionally, you can see here, I have an empty workspace on purpose, so we can build everything together from scratch. And as you can see, here is planning everything that we're going to do. So we're going to search both keywords, we're going to extract both authors, pre-filter by their title. Then later on, we're going to scrape profiles, scrape companies. We're going to score to see whether or not they fit our ICP. Create the icebreaker, and then export to CSV. So everything does make sense. Here's the full execution plan. Piper is just so it's Pipelabs, so he calls me Piper, which it's pretty cool. So he's planning each one of the steps that we need to take. So, in previous experience, if I just told Claude to go and run this actor here, sometimes he would do something wrong. He would call the wrong actor, or he would not use the correct body on the endpoint when he calls the endpoint for that specific thing that we wanted to do. So I found that it typically works faster when we tell him and give specific instructions on how to actually use each one of the actors that we have. So you already planned everything. And after he actually starts pulling data, I'm going to give him extra instructions on how to actually use the actors that we're going to, be using during the automation. We already have this skill here, right? Because I built this before. So let's see what's the key change you're asking for is the ICP. Remember from the first run. Actually, I'm gonna tell him not to use this skill, um, just so we can actually run everything from scratch, right? So, which keywords should we do? Hiring BDIs. Let's do tempos just to start. Let's do a normal Excel file. Um, our countries, we want to focus on US, Europe, and Brazil, right? Him, do not use the current skills. So he's thinking again on what I just told. We will build the whole pipeline from scratch, no existing skill. I've already studied the 3 Apply actors. First, let me load the call actor tool so we can actually do this. He'll probably get this wrong at first. So I'm gonna go to the Apply scraper that we had. You guys remember that we had a first run, so LinkedIn post search. I had a run here that we just did together. And from this run, and send to Claude. Oh, actually, he got it right from the first time, which is even better. Got 20 posts. Those are the posts that he got. So hiring BDRs, Colleen Barnett. I think it was the guy that we just saw together, wasn't it? Brad B. No, no, Colleen Barnett. Yeah, Brad B. You see, he found the same posts that we did. Shannon Taylor, Kate Simpson. Do you have any one of those posts here? Let's see. Yeah, Shannon Taylor. So you see, it's really similar to whatever we would find if we were to do this manually. Um, Posts is what I found across the 20 posts. Let me walk you through the pre-filter. So it's already validating whether or not this person is qualified to work with us. So Kate Simpson, not a decision maker. Penelope, sales service leader, not C-level. In this case, I told him that I only wanted directors, C-level owners and stuff. So like CEO. Like Brandon Ford had a vague title, so we didn't include. Talent acquisition partner wouldn't be the best fit for this strategy, anyways. So already qualified um, the people we want to speak with. So this guy, maybe this guy, solid freelance, maybe not, maybe yes, maybe not. There's a lot of company posts, so it's also not qualifying because it's a company, not a person. So out of those 20 posts that I scraped first, it found 5 people that are qualified to speak with us. Right. So now let me scrape their profiles for full enrichment. Let me fetch the Kuber files. So in this case, probably because I've worked with Claude a little bit and he already did some stuff wrong. Look, maybe this time. With these actors, so I'm trying to see the result here. Company scraper needs permission or approval as expected. This is a non-issue. Let me fall back to web search. Yeah, so some scrapers, they will need some permissions that we can give it. Beforehand. But in this case, it's scraping companies. So since he had some issues actually using the company scraper, it's just running some search on Google or whatever it is about each company to see whether or not they belong to our ICP. What I was saying just a little before is that sometimes it would try to call an actor, but in the first time it would get it wrong, right? So it was what I was going to show you guys. So for instance, this actor here, actually, um, this is my LinkedIn profile. So I want to teach Claude how to actually use this actor. And this is another guy who's probably also in my niche, right? So if I go to JSON here, I have how to actually call this actor, which is pretty simple. So uh, the name of the scraper and then all the profiles that we want to scrape. It's like really, really simple. So I would just tell him, hey, this is how you actually call the scraper. And I would give him instructions on maybe the endpoint that he needs to use if he had some issues, like, right. So for instance, if I go to API endpoints and I go to view API reference, then somewhere here I should have how to actually run an actor. Where is it? There it is. Run actor synchronously and get dataset items, right? I already did this like 1,000 times, so I know this is the correct endpoint. So I'd give him, hey, this is the endpoint. Um, this is how you send the bot to actually call the actor with the right information. Please go and do something similar. And I'll do the same for the company profile scraper as well. So I'll teach him the right way to do whatever we're trying to do. So you already went through all the leads and all the companies. So lead one, Colin Barnett, VP of Sales of Orai. So they're in B2B, they're less than 200 employees. They're a SaaS related to my ICP. They're in the US. He's a VP or C level, and they're actually hiring BDIs. So his post is actually very relevant for us right now. And then he does the same for all of the other guys. Jeff Conlon he even gives a score for each lead. And then lead 3, lead 4, lead 6. So you already qualified all of the people in the companies they worked for. Here, the post summary is an icebreaker for the 4 qualified leads. So post summary. Uh, Actually, let's go to Colleen Burnett. Where is it? Colleen Barnett. Do we see him here? Colleen Burnett. No, we do see Phil Hoy. I think he was there somewhere. Phil Hoy, right? So who wants to break into tech in SV, fast growing startup, sorry, BDRs, right? So direct message about hiring BDRs for his fast growing startup in SV, probably San Francisco, right? He's looking for people who want to break into tech and avoid interested candidates and told interested candidates to DM Daniel, right? So, the same post that we would find manually. And here's your icebreaker. So let's see whether or not the icebreaker actually looks good. Look here, I know it's too big and probably not punchy enough. So let's take a look from Phil's post. Sorry post about hiring BDIs for knowing me in San Francisco. Scaling outbound at a startup that's moving fast is one of those things that either flies or burns cash. We help B2B companies automate the prospecting side so the team can focus on conversations that convert, right? See another one. Brandon Cole is hiring founding BDRs at his company, the fastest growing company, la 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 la. I saw your post about hiring founding BDRs at your company, building outbound from scratch. As an exercise here, what I'm going to do is actually we need to change how we right now are writing the icebreaker. You're doing a lot of things right, so you specifically mentioning things that you saw about the person and not the company. You're being direct, but you still need to be even shorter. So try to be punchier. Maybe two lines at most, three if you really need. So it really needs to be short, and you don't need to do the whole selling inside this intro message. This is only to connect and to show to that lead that we researched about it, that we were reading about a post that he did. So it's very conversational. The rest of the selling will be done through either next messages or maybe some other one or two sentences that I will write after this this opener that you're creating. So recreate these openers having these things that I just said, duration, and also update your memory so next time you already do as I'm saying right now. So now let's click enter again, and what it will do, it will update, as I said, its memory. But first, it will rerun the opener. uh, So now what it's doing is to rewriting all the openers according to the instructions that I just gave. So let's see it again. I saw your post about hiring founding BDRs at Orion. Building that from zero at a company growing that fast is no joke, especially finding people with that athlete mentality you described. Your post about cutting 6.5 in Google ad spend in keeping the good leads was spot on. Most agencies would never recommend spending less. That honesty is rare. Honestly, I don't like this so much. They're shorter now. There's too much fluffy here. Like spot on is something that AI always use. So if I were to do this for real, what I would do, I would still iterate here a little bit more. So I would probably say don't use and dashes, don't use things like spot on and other and try to not use other terms or words that are typically very AI related. So I would iterate and try to improve this icebreaker a little bit more, maybe I would already think on what I would say next and say, hey, so this icebreaker will connect to this other phrase here that I will send to the prospect. So make sure that they do relate to each other and it will read nicely. So, yeah, if I were to spend more time actually building this to launch, I would do this to make sure we have as like a prompt that as good as possible and an icebreaker that is as good as possible. But for the sake of this demo, let's say that this is okay, and it already creates the Excel file. So if we go and see the spreadsheet, let's go showing folder. So we just created this here, LinkedIn leads. The other one was the old folder that we saw at the beginning, and this is the new one, right? So we had Phil, we were seeing calling their title, company type, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn company, the qualification score. So we wanted some specific countries. We wanted companies that were in B2B. So we have the ICP score, whether or not they're qualified, uh, that's related to their posts. this as contacts, maybe for future engagements with this certain person, and the icebreaker, right? So it's here, it's all done. Next time that we want to actually you do this again, we just call the skill and you do this automatically, right? So the next step would be now generate the SB. Let's see what it does. The key change locked into memory icebreakers are connection only, no selling, no, yeah, just like we said. So next thing we will tell Claude to do is that's perfect. Now make sure to write all the steps that we just ran here together into a skill so I can rerun this afterwards, and just do it automatically whenever I can. To do so, also have in mind the how to write skills best practices file that I'm going to share in the contacts. So have this in mind whenever you start. And the file that I just mentioned is just this file here, which is something that I found on Anthropic website with the best practice on how to write good skills. So I'm gonna go and drag this file here to our contacts window and tell Claude to go and actually write the skill for us. As you can see here, it's actually reading the skill. It's reading the best practices file first, and we start building the skill from scratch, just like we said right now. It was writing everything that we just said. So I'm scrolling down here. He's saying, "Hey, cool. I'm going to write the skill." It's done a lot of stuff here. Use 22, it's created 6 files. It's just telling me. So we just created this LinkedIn lead scraper. It has a skill.md file, which is just the overall structure on whatever needs to be done, and some references and context files regarding how to create an icebreaker, how to score ICPs, if so we need to generate, eventual scripts that we need to generate an Excel file at the end of the process as well. So what the skill does on each run checks memory for saved ICP information, ask keywords, scrapes that we sent, scrapes company information either using the Apify actor or web search, scores against ICP, generates post summaries, and then writes the icebreakers to find and export the Excel file. The skill also self appeals for LinkedIn lead scraper skill. It's it's also here. So if we launch a new task here, so a new conversation from scratch, and we go and type LinkedIn lead scraper, and you click run, you're going to see that it will actually start going through the whole process that we just described. Because we already ran through it, already has access to your ICP. It's probably going to start asking us about the keywords that we want to scrape now, and it's actually doing no saved ICP here. Nice. So you would actually need to ask us who our ICP is. Load all the reference materials. Hey, actually, it does. It does have access to our ICP. AI GTM company up to 200 employees, just like you said, right? B2B company, IT agencies, marketing agencies, and so on. Europe, CEOs, co-founders as decision makers. So yeah, that's good. Looks good. Let's go. So going through the whole process automatically with us, just confirmed our ICP. You ask us what type of keywords we want to scrape now. So I can do like AI GTM this time, for instance, and I could do 10 or 20 or whatever, how many posts I wanted. You just start going through the whole process again automatically without me having to do all these steps manually. The video, as I said, please like and subscribe so you can get next videos like this in the future. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.